Hey Ashley and Tiffany, this is Kate Bortinsky, and in this video I'm going to show you 3 things that you can do today to help bring in more customers to your business. Most likely you're sitting there asking yourself, why would she be doing this and what's in it for her? Well, the answer is simple. Oftentimes, most local business owners are too busy running their business to learn how to improve their online marketing strategy. And other times, the only hesitation they have to hiring someone is they don't know who's an expert and who isn't. I have found that by giving people a free, easy attack plan of actual things that they can do to impact their business for free has resulted in some of those local business owners still raising their hand and saying, "Hey Kate, I like you. Can you just handle this for me, please?" So if by the end of this video you've liked what you've seen and you're thinking, yeah, this information could really move the needle for my business, shoot me a message and we can have a deeper conversation. Or if at the end of this video you simply want to take this free attack plan that I give you and do it yourself, that works for me too. No harm, no foul. So now, let me show you the 3 things that will set your company above your competition and not waste any more of your time or mine. So now, let's dive into the first thing that I want to cover, which is content. What is content? Content is how Google knows what you do and who you do it for. Content is the information highlighted on your website that Google is sending back to their algorithm to tell them what you should be found for. There's also content that you can't read that's embedded in your images, but Google is able to read this content. So if you right-click on any of your images and hit Save As, you can rename this file to include any relevant keywords. Optimizing this text helps Google better understand your content. So when we don't have enough content, and specifically keyword-rich content that your customers are searching for, how would Google know what to show your business for that search term? We have found that most sites ranking in the top spots on Google have a minimum of 1,500 words on their website, and they're using the right keywords throughout that content. So I've gone ahead and ran your site through a word counter, and right now you're sitting at 477 words. I also checked out one of your competitors, J&T Electrical Supply. They have 496 words on their homepage. They too don't really have enough content on their homepage. The content that they do have, however, contains a little more keyword-rich content than yours, and that's helping them rank higher on Google and capture more visibility and clicks. So when we talk about content, this also encompasses your keywords that Google recognizes you for. Now, Google recently threw a wrench at those in the marketing world by limiting the information they provide to us on keywords. This happens every year as the holiday shopping season approaches. So our tools that normally show us all the keywords you're being found for online now reflect that you show up for almost nothing compared to the data that was there as little as 30 days ago. So this tool Ahrefs that I'm using, anyone can use it. It's cost me a couple $100 a month, but essentially it gives me behind the scenes insight. I can see data from as far back as 6 months ago. So when I go into J&T Electric and look at their keywords, currently they're showing up for 0. But when I go back 6 months ago, they were showing up for only 2 keywords. Exclusive Oxford, Michigan, which doesn't really seem relevant, and then Oxford Electric. It's important to note that since J&T Electric is a national company, this is one of their back location pages of one of their main websites. Their main site provides a ton of authority, which we'll get into in a moment, to their location pages. So if I get rid of their Oxford information in the URL, we can see that they're ranking for over 68,000 keywords across a national level in hundreds of cities. But again, that being said, Google prefers to give authority to businesses that are actually in the city being searched. However, with local competition, if it isn't able to rank correctly, whether it's their website or their Google business profile, Google by default gives the national chain the top spot. More content will help you guys rank your site better. So let's go back to your site. And when we go to your keywords, and we'll also filter back 6 months, we can see that you're being found for 74 keywords. So here's what Google does think your site is related to based on your current content. J&T Electric and J&T Electrical. Used electrical supplies near me, J&T Electrical Services, Oxford Electricians, and so on. So a key takeaway here is that you need to use your industry keywords more often than your competitors on your website to rank higher than them on Google. So the first thing that you need to do to dominate your competition online is incorporate more keyword-rich content on your homepage to help Google better understand what you do. That's what's driving your competitor's business, and it's 100% beatable when we do this right. So now let's check this out. If we Google commercial electrical supply near me, this is one of your services and niches that you guys work with. So what comes up first is always the ads section, and Google Ads can be a great option to generate some quick leads and be at the top of Google, but they can also be a gamble. Some people use ad blockers so they won't see your ads, and other people skip right past the ad section and go right to the map or the organic sections. So they don't work for everyone, but again, they can be a great option. So now moving on to the second key thing that I want to cover with you today, and that's citations. So you're probably thinking, what's a citation and why do they matter? That's a great question. So you can see the Google Maps section, or what we call the map pack here. You can see a business's name, address, phone number, and this is known as your NAP. This is how Google verifies and gives relevance to your local business. So a citation is your name, address, and phone number listed on places like Yelp, the BBB, Yellow Pages, Facebook, and a couple hundred other directories. So now you might be asking yourself, hey Kate, how do I rank in maps? So let me explain the number one thing that you can do today to push your business up the map pack. Generally speaking, most companies in the number one spot on Google have around 150 citations. When you have more citations than your competitor, you gain more trust from Google than they do, which pushes you above them in the map pack. Now you're thinking, great, how do I do that? It's really simple. I use sites like WhiteSpark or Bright Local that will tell me exactly what directories your competition is listed on, and from there, I'll literally go down the list and get you on the same ones. But I don't stop there, because we don't just match them, we want to dominate them online. So if your competitor has 150 citations, we want to match them and add 100 to 200 more, so it takes them a long time to catch back up. So if you spend some time getting yourself more citations than these top businesses in the map pack, you can take over the top spot, and that would generate more business for you. So now let's move on to the third and final key thing that I want to cover with you today, link juice, which is also referred to as backlinks. This third pillar will really help you dominate on Google. So again, we're searching for commercial electric supply near me, and when we scroll down past the map pack, you can see that your site isn't at the top of Google. The top business gets about 39% of the clicks, while the second business gets about 18% of the clicks. So that top spot is where you want to be, and to get there, you need authority. So now, how do you get authority? Well, it all comes down to your backlinks, and a backlink is when one website links to another website online. So think of it like this. If site A links to site B, then site A is giving site B some of its link juice, kind of like a vote of confidence, and in Google's eyes, this gives site B authority. It's kind of like a popularity contest, and the more relevant the site, the more valuable the link is. So let me give you an example. If you get a local blog or industry-related site, such as one of your suppliers, like maybe Ferguson, linking back to you, that's a great backlink. But if you're an electrical supply company and you get a backlink from, say, Sagebrush linking to you, that's not so great because you don't sell tacos. So let's go back into Ahrefs and look at your backlinks. So here's your site overview, and you've got 665 backlinks. So let's look at City Electric. So to this location page, they only have 8 backlinks going to this site. And so that being said, some of that power is coming from the overall national presence that we see here, that smaller businesses, it takes some time to build that. And you will never, most likely never be as strong as they necessarily are. Now, backlinks themselves, the ones that they have, those 8, some of those are coming from stronger, more relevant sources. And not all backlinks are created equal. By adding even just one good relevant backlink, it can be worth more authority to Google than over 100 or even 1,000 irrelevant backlinks. So how do we get more backlinks? Well, with Ahrefs, we can see exactly which sites are linking to them, and we can go get those same links for your business. We also have a list of our favorite electric-related backlinks that are specific to your business. So getting to the top of Google, it's not magic, it's a method, and I've shown you this method today. So in closing, we went over first, content. You need to incorporate more keyword-rich content with at least 1,500 words on your homepage. Second, citations. You need to have 100 to 200 more citations to beat out your nearest competition by a landslide. And third, link juice. You need more relevant sites pointing to your website to show Google you have more authority than your competitors. And if you implement these strategies today, you can be number 1 across Google. So what now? Well, you can take this information that I've shared with you today and run with it on your own. Again, I'm totally cool with that. No harm, no foul. Just send me a quick note that you've watched this video and your thoughts on it. I'd really appreciate some feedback. However, if you're looking to partner with an industry expert that can generate quality keyword-rich content and get you more citations than your competitors and dominate the backlink game, then give me a call at 810-358-5645 and we can have a deeper conversation. Once again, this is Kate Bortinsky and my phone number is 810-358-5645. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a wonderful day.